The wisdom of Solomon. Proverbs. The Holy Bible. Easy to read version. Chapter 20. Wine and beer make people lose control. They get loud and stumble around, and that is foolish. An angry king is like a roaring lion. If you make him angry, you could lose your life. People who refuse to argue deserve respect. Any fool can start an argument. Some people are too lazy to plant seeds. So at harvest time, they look for food and find nothing. Getting information from someone can be like getting water from a deep well. If you are smart, you will draw it out. You might call many people your friends, but it is hard to find someone who can really be trusted. When people live good, honest lives, their children are blessed. When the king sits and judges people, he must look carefully to separate the evil from the good. Can anyone say their heart is pure? Who can say, I am free from sin? The Lord hates for people to use the wrong weights and measures to cheat people. Even children show what they are like by the things that they do. You can see if their actions are pure and right. It was the Lord who gave us eyes for seeing and ears for hearing. If you love to sleep, you will become poor. Use your time working, and you will have plenty to eat. When buying something, people always say, it's no good, it costs too much. Then they go away and tell others what a good deal they got. The right knowledge can bring you gold, pearls, and other expensive things. If someone promises to pay the debt of a stranger, get a coat or something from him to keep until the debt is paid. It may seem like a good thing to get something by cheating, but in the end, it will be worth nothing. Get good advice when you make your plans. Before you start a war, find good advisors. You cannot trust someone who would talk about things told in private. So don't be friends with someone who talks too much. Those who would curse their father or mother are like a lamp that goes out on the darkest night. If your wealth was easy to get, it will not be worth much to you. Don't ever say, I'll pay them back for what they did to me. Wait for the Lord. He will make things right. The Lord hates for people to use the wrong weights or cheat others. It is wrong to use scales that are not accurate. The Lord guides our steps, and we never know where He will lead us. Think carefully before you promise to give something to God. Later, you might wish you had not made that promise. Like a farmer who separates wheat from the chaff, a wise king will decide who is wrong and crush them. Your spirit is like a lamp to the Lord. He is able to see into your deepest parts. A king who is loyal and true will keep his power. Loyalty will keep his kingdom strong. We admire a young man for his strength, but we respect an old man for his gray hair. A beating can remove evil and make you completely clean. To the Lord, a king's mind is like a ditch used to water the fields. He can lead the king wherever he wants him to go. People think that whatever they do is right, but the Lord judges the reasons for everything they do. Do what is right and fair. The Lord loves that more than sacrifices. Proud looks and proud thoughts are sins. They show a person is evil. Careful planning leads to profit. Acting too quickly leads to poverty. Wealth that comes from telling lies disappears quickly and leads to death. The bad things that evil people do will destroy them because they refuse to do what is right. Criminals cause trouble wherever they go, but good people are honest and fair. It is better to live in a small corner on the roof than to share a house with a woman who is always arguing. Evil people always want to do more evil, and they show no mercy to the people around them. When you punish a proud person who laughs at what is right, even fools will learn something. But a little instruction is enough for the wise to learn what they should. God is good. He knows what the wicked are doing, and he will punish them. Those who refuse to help the poor will not receive help when they need it themselves. If anyone is angry with you, give them a gift in private. A gift given in secret will calm even the strongest anger. A decision that is fair makes good people happy, but it makes those who are evil very afraid. Whoever leaves the path of wisdom will be on their way to an early death. Loving pleasure leads to poverty. Wine and luxury will never make you wealthy. The wicked must pay for what happens to good people. The cheaters will be taken in exchange for the honest. It is better to live alone in the desert than with a quick-tempered wife who loves to argue. Wise people save the nice things they have. Fools use up everything as soon as they get it. People who try hard to do good and be faithful will find life goodness, and honor. A wise person can defeat a city full of warriors and tear down the defenses they trust in. People who are careful about what they say will save themselves from trouble. Proud people think they are better than others. They show they are evil by what they do. Lazy people will cause their own destruction because they refuse to work. Some people are greedy and never have enough. Good people are generous and have plenty. God hates sacrifices from the wicked, especially when their reason for offering them is evil. Witnesses who lie will be caught and punished. A careful listener will always be there to speak up. Good people know they are right, but the wicked have to pretend. There is no one wise enough to make a plan that can succeed if the Lord is against it. You can prepare your horses for battle, but only the Lord can give you the victory. It is better to be respected than to be rich. A good name is worth more than silver or gold. The rich and the poor are the same. The Lord made them all. Wise people see trouble coming and get out of the way, but fools go straight into it and suffer for it. Respect the Lord and be humble. Then you will have wealth, honor, and a true life. Evil people are trapped by many troubles, but those who want to live, avoid them. Teach children in a way that fits their needs, and even when they are old, they will not leave the right path. The rich rule over the poor. The one who borrows is a slave to the one who lends. Those who spread trouble will harvest trouble. In the end, they will all be destroyed for the trouble they caused. Generous people will be blessed because they share their food with the poor. Get rid of the proud who laugh at what is right, and trouble will leave with them. All arguments and insults will end. Love a pure heart and kind words, and the king will be your friend. The Lord watches over true knowledge, and he opposes those who try to deceive others. A person who is lazy and wants to stay home says, "There is a lion outside, and I might be killed in the streets." The sin of adultery is a trap. The Lord gets very angry with those who fall into it. Children do foolish things, but if you punish them, they will learn not to do them. These two things will make you poor: hurting the poor to make yourself rich, and giving gifts to the rich. Listen carefully to these words from the wise. Pay attention to what I have learned. It will be good for you to remember these words and have them ready when they are needed. I will teach you these things now. I want you to trust the Lord. I have written 30 sayings for you. These are words of advice and wisdom. They will teach you things that you can know for sure to be true. Then you can give good answers to the one who sent you. 1. It is easy to steal from the poor, but don't do it, and don't take advantage of them. The Lord is on their side. He supports the poor, and He will take from those who take from them. 2. Don't be friends with people who become angry easily. Don't stay around quick-tempered people. If you do, you may learn to be like them. Then you will have the same problems they do. 3. Don't promise to pay someone else's debt. If you cannot pay, you will lose everything you have. So why should you lose the bed you sleep on? 4. Never move an old property line that was marked long ago by your ancestors. 5. Skilled workers will always serve kings. They will never have to work for less than important people. 6. When you sit and eat with an important person, remember who you are with. Never eat too much, even if you're very hungry. Don't eat too much of his fine food. It might be a trick. 7. Don't ruin your health trying to get rich. If you're smart, you will give it up in the blink of an eye. Money can disappear as if it grew wings and flew away like a bird. 8. Don't eat with selfish people. Control any desire you have for the finest foods. They might tell you to eat and drink all you want, but they really don't mean it. They are the kind of people who are only thinking about the cost. And if you eat their food, you will get sick and be embarrassed. Don't try and teach fools. They will just make fun of your wise words. 10. Never move an old property line, and don't take land that belongs to orphans. The Lord will be against you. He is powerful and protects orphans. 11. Listen to your teacher and learn all you can. Always correct children when they need it. If you spank them, it will not kill them. In fact, you might save their lives. My son, it makes me happy when you make wise decisions. It makes me feel good inside when you say the right things. 14. Never envy evil people, but always respect the Lord. This will give you something to hope for that will not disappoint you. 15. So listen, my son, and be wise. Always be careful to follow the right path. Don't make friends with people who drink too much wine and eat too much food. Those who eat and drink too much become poor. They sleep too much and they end up wearing rags. 16. Listen to your father. Without him, you would have never been born. Respect your mother, even when she is old. Truth, wisdom, learning, and understanding are worth paying money for. They're worth far too much to ever sell. The father of a good person is very happy. A wise child brings him joy. Make both of your parents happy. Give your mother that same joy. 17. My son, listen closely to what I am saying. Let my life be your example. Prostitutes and bad women are a trap. They are like a deep well that you cannot escape. A bad woman waits for you like a thief, and she causes many men to be unfaithful to their wives. 18. Who gets into fights and arguments? Who gets hurt for no reason and has red, bloodshot eyes? People who stay out too late drinking wine, staring into their strong drinks. So be careful with wine. It is pretty and red as it sparkles in the cup, and it goes down so smoothly when you drink it. But in the end, it will bite like a snake. Wine will cause you to see strange things and say things that make no sense. When you lie down, you will think you are on a rough sea and feel like you are at the top of the mast. You will say, "They hit me, but I never felt it. They beat me, but I don't remember it. Now I can't wake up. I need another drink." 19. Don't be jealous of evil people. Have no desire to be around them. In their hearts they plan to do evil. All they talk about is making trouble. 20. Good homes are built on wisdom and understanding. Knowledge fills the rooms with rare and beautiful treasures. Wisdom makes a man more powerful. Knowledge gives a man strength. Get good advice before you start a war. To win, you must have many good advisors. Fools cannot understand wisdom. They have nothing to say when people are discussing important things. 23. If you start planning ways to do wrong, people will learn that you are a troublemaker. Such foolish plans are wrong, and people have no respect for someone who laughs at what is right. If you are weak in times of trouble, that is real weakness. 25. If you see someone on their way to death or in danger of being killed, you must do something to save them. You cannot say, "It's none of my business." The Lord knows everything, and He knows why you do things. He watches you, and He will pay you back for what you do. My son, eat honey. It is good. Honey straight from the honeycomb is the sweetest. In the same way, know that wisdom is good for you. Wisdom will give you something to hope for that will not disappoint you. 27. Don't be like a criminal who makes plans to rob those who are good or take away their homes. Good people might fall again and again, but they always get up. It is the wicked who are defeated by their troubles. 28. Don't be happy when your enemy has troubles. Don't be glad when they fall. The Lord will see this, and He might be upset with you and decide not to punish your enemy. 29. Don't let those who are evil upset you, and don't be jealous of them. They have no hope. Their light will burn out. 30. My son, respect the Lord and the King, and don't join with those who are against them, because people like that can quickly be destroyed. You have no idea how much trouble God and the King can make for their enemies. These are also words from the wise. A judge must be fair. He must not support some people simply because he knows them. The people will turn against a judge who lets the guilty go free. Even the people of other nations will curse him. But if a judge punishes the guilty, then the people will be happy with him, and he will be a blessing to them. An honest answer is as pleasing as a kiss on the lips. First, get your fields ready. Next, plant your crops, and then build your house. Don't speak against someone without a good reason, or you will appear foolish. Don't say, "You hurt me, so I will do the same to you. I will punish you for what you did to me." I walked past a field that belonged to a lazy man. It was a vineyard that belonged to someone who understood nothing. Weeds were growing everywhere. Wild vines covered the ground, and the wall around the vineyard was broken and falling down. I looked at this and thought about it. This is what I learned. A little sleep, a little rest, folding your arms, and taking a nap. These things will make you poor very quickly. Soon you will have nothing, as if a thief broke in and took everything away. These are some more wise sayings from Solomon. These proverbs were copied by servants of Hezekiah, the king of Judea. We honor God for the things he keeps secret, but we honor kings for the things that they can discover. We cannot discover how high the sky is above us or how deep the earth is below. The same is true with the minds of kings. We cannot understand them. Remove the worthless things from silver to make it pure, and a worker can make something beautiful. Take the evil advisors away from the king, and goodness will make his kingdom strong. Don't brag about yourself before the king and pretend you are someone important. It is much better for the king to invite you to take a more important position than to embarrass you in front of his officials. Don't be too quick to tell a judge about something you saw. You will be embarrassed if someone else proves you wrong. If you want to tell your friends about your own problems, tell them. But don't discuss what someone told you in private. Whoever hears it will lose their respect for you and will never trust you again. Saying the right thing at the right time is like a golden apple in a silver setting. Wise advice to a listening ear is like a gold earring or fine jewelry. To his master who sent him, a messenger can be trusted. Is as refreshing as a drink of cold water on a hot summer day. People who promise to give gifts but never give them are like clouds and wind that bring no rain. With patience, you can make anyone change their thinking, even a ruler. Gentle speech is very powerful. Honey is good, but don't eat too much of it or you will be sick. And don't visit your neighbors' homes too often, or they will begin to hate you. A person who gives false testimony against a neighbor is as deadly as a club, a sword, or a very sharp arrow. Never depend on a liar in times of trouble. It is like chewing with a bad tooth or walking with a crippled foot. Singing happy songs to a sad person is as foolish as taking a coat off on a cold day or mixing soda and vinegar. If your enemies are hungry, give them something to eat. If they are thirsty, give them some water. This will make them feel the burning pain of shame, and the Lord will reward you for being good to them. Just as wind blowing from the north brings rain, telling secrets brings anger. It is better to live in a small corner of a roof than to share a house with a woman who is always arguing. Good news from a faraway place is like a cool drink of water when you are hot and thirsty. Good people who don't stand strong against evil are like springs that have been polluted or pools that have been turned dirty and muddy. Just as eating too much honey is not good, it is not good for people to always be looking for honor. People who cannot control themselves are like cities without walls to protect them.